So. Sorry I've been gone so long. Had a lot of shit going on, including, catching up for the end of my summer college semester. So, final exams and everything. It was pretty hectic. Then, today I got my first ever root canal. But first, summer semester, um, I was gonna drop some of my classes, especially psychology, because it was like what's called a block class where they like double it up in the last half of the semester, which was a mistake to take. It made it so that felt like I wasn't getting my Python and class. I wasn't retaining as much knowledge as I should have. Same with my psychology, but I got a B in all my classes, which is well above the C that you need for credits. So did pretty freaking good. Then today I got I need one more, but I got my first ever root canal. So that's special. Why is that not flashing? I hope my mic's still working. First ever root canal. Um I was really worried. I basically couldn't sleep last night. I only slept like 1 hour because I hate needles and I hate drills, all that. But they were really accommodating. I even told them I was autistic, and they didn't talk down to me like a baby or something. That happens sometimes when I tell people I'm autistic. But they were really accommodating, super nice. Um, they even let me wear earbuds, which I didn't think they would let me, so I hurried and just piled like a bunch of albums, like like '90s, like pop punk shit, like Nirvana and Green Day and shit, onto a playlist real quick on Spotify, so I could play it without interrupting their stuff. Which didn't work out in the end because I kept having to get my earbud back in. It kept freaking popping out, so that was kind of awkward for them. But it's really nice of them because they don't have like a TV that you can watch. They just like play music through the lobby, and it's just generic, crappy, modern music. But the problem is, one of the albums I picked was a Nirvana album, and I just dumped the whole album in the playlist, and I forgot that Nirvana has like weird experimental shit. And so, right when they first went to start drilling my teeth, it was like all this just like drowning ambient noise and shit, and it was a very discomforting. So I needed to curate my playlist a lot better. It was kind of like being in hell. Um, it was very discomforting because I was on the nitrous and everything, and then you just hear like droning and shit, and they're like, "Okay, we're gonna start drilling under the tooth or wherever the fuck they do for a root canal." Then my root canal was really bad, which, by the way, I probably shouldn't be drinking, but I haven't drank for like 4 days, and an alcoholic. No withdrawals yet. No withdrawals. I've never had withdrawals before. So, but still, I am an alcoholic. I drink too much. And it took 4 fucking hours. I'm so glad I had the headphones other than that one song. Oh my god. And I also had like Offspring and all that stuff. It was just like lower pace stuff, like no death metal that I usually listen to because that would be awful getting your teeth drilled in while you're on laughing gas. It's weird because after like about a half hour or an hour, they said it was maxed out on laughing gas. I didn't feel it anymore. It was really weird, but whatever. Helped me the first like half hour, which is when they inject the needles, which is the biggest problem. But they said that your root canal is not a textbook definition one. They said I don't know exactly how it works, but apparently you have multiple canals under your root or tooth or whatever. And apparently mine were zigzagging, and apparently two of mine were combining into each other. And they literally had to like draw a map on like the well, a fake map, but they had to like plan it out on top of whatever that, what is it called, rubber dam that they put over your mouth is, on how to get through the canals in my mouth. So it took 4 hours. They're like, yeah, sorry, we were gonna do both of your root canals today, but it was just way too complicated. Definitely, the literal thing he said was definitely not the textbook definition of a root canal. um, so I assumed that I was just born with that, but yeah, pretty bad. So it's what I've been doing lately. Sorry, I haven't been updating because I do have fun making these videos. I will do a food video tonight because although I am tired, when I'm tired, I drink a lot less. So I don't like pass out or not eat. Sometimes when I drink too much, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to eat. But I've just been chilling, just like sipping on them. So I think I will review a frozen meal today. It was one of the ones that I would always get while I was working before I went back to college. It's a devour meal. So, you know, thanks for sticking with me, everybody that still watches. Man, cool stuff.